Okay, then, Metalhead. So joining me on the show today, we've got the horror rock powerhouse Lesbian Bed Death. They've just wrapped a UK tour with the Birthday Massacre, and they've got big things coming up. An upcoming project, Satan Silla, with a film and album of the same name in production. We're going to talk about post-tour mayhem, a really sweet-ass guitar, and the dark creative world that they have been building. So stay locked in for this one. So, Lesbian Bed Death, welcome to the show, guys. Now, you've just wrapped up a UK tour alongside the Birthday Massacre. Looking back at it, what would you say were the moments that stood out for you as absolute high points of this run?
Oh wow. Being left at a service station was the highlight of my tour, to be honest.
That was good.
That's probably the highlight. I mean, we can be really like cliche and say, oh, like there were no highlights because all of it was great, and it really was. Like night after night, the crowd just brought this insane energy. It didn't matter what city we were in. It just seemed like everyone was genuinely there just to have a good time. But generally speaking, the highlights for me were actually meeting people after the gigs and speaking to people and taking pictures with people, because I feel like that is when you truly get a connection that you just don't find anywhere else. So those are always highlights for me.
hmm I think one of my big highlights actually, and I was reminded yesterday on a stream we did on Twitch with JJ, was the first night in Glasgow after the gig when we're just kind of standing there outside. The rest of them had gone to a local kebab shop to get some food, and then I just hear from the distance our songs being blasted in the kebab shop. Well, like, what the hell's going on? So we walk in and they're blasting our music. It's like, what the hell? It's like the Glasgow welcome, isn't it?
It's great. Yeah. Shout out to that takeaway.
Honestly, a lot of it's just playing in front of sold out venues most nights. I think two of them didn't sell out, but they were bigger venues, still massive crowds anyway. So it's just nice, night after night to play to really receptive audiences. Because being a smaller band, we played to smaller crowds, and you have good nights, you have not so good nights. But on this, it was just every single night was just amazing. And it's a real treat for us to be able to do that.
Nice. Okay. Well, sharing a stage with the Birthday Massacre, it feels like a perfect fit aesthetically for you guys. Did the two bands exchange any creative energy or influences along the way? This is the second time, I'm not mistaken, that you guys have toured together.
Kind of. Third, we did one show with them in York in 2016, and then we did the full tour in 2017, and obviously this one just now. We get on with them really well. In terms of creativity, not really. They're their band. They've got their set already. Which they've been playing all over the world, and we've got ours. But yeah, we get on really well. I think we're very different bands, but what we do kind of complements each other, I guess. A lot of our fans like them, and vice versa. So it was a good fit for us.
I think there was some some kind of sharing though. I know I definitely spoke with Phil quite a lot about drums and drumming and technique and stuff, and Vince as well, one of the other drummers from Diamond Black who was on the tour with us. So I think individually there was certainly some creative spreading.
I can't share my instrument because it's inside of me, so that's like it's literally me. No one can share my
You were
instrument.
talking with Sarah about different vocal techniques and things, so I think
I think it's always good to, especially when you go on tour with a band, of course, that's bigger than you, and you get the opportunity to ask another professional vocalist saying, what works for you? Obviously, here's what works for me. Lots of rest, lots of honey and lemon, and hopes. And she essentially said, like little warm-ups and stuff throughout the day rather than just one big one at the end of the day. So I actually ended up changing the way that I warmed up over tour. And Dan did also mention this as well at the start of the tour, but I didn't believe him because he's not a vocalist. So
Whatever.
whatever. Yeah, I was asking Chibi essentially, what was for her, and she did say that doing different warm-ups throughout the day and singing a song that's really easy to sing while she's doing a warm-up or maybe after a warm-up So warming up with actual songs, which I haven't really done before. So by the end of the tour, I'd actually changed how I was warming up, and I did see a drastic improvement. I felt like what's the word, stronger vocally this tour than I have on the previous tours, which is always good.
Do you feel that's going to be carrying with you when it comes to recording other projects as well going forward?
100%. I feel like as a vocalist, it's one of those things where I hate myself, so I'm constantly like, I'm not a good singer, that I could do this better, I could do that better. But I can appreciate that compared to 3 years ago, I have drastically improved as a vocalist. And I do think that every time we get in the studio and we're recording songs, I feel like Dan's noticed this as well. I record a lot faster this time. Nothing seems to be like difficult in the sense that I really don't know what I want to do with this section. I'm a lot more free as a musician compared to what I used to be. And I do feel like that's changed the most over the past few years.
I think you've gotten way better just in the course of the I've been in the band, to be honest. Like you now versus you 18 months ago when I first met you, it's just like two different people, really.
Yeah.
And I think and all the songs on this new album that's come in, I think you sound the best I've ever heard you, to be honest.
It's a good job I'm not getting worse. Would you tell me if I got worse? If I just started
I'd beat
simply...
you up, actually.
Ali says it like it is.
Well, while we're talking about musical instruments, Dan, I've got to ask about that guitar. I've never heard a story quite like this. So it was mentioned at the gig that your specific guitar was carved from a wood that was taken from a church in Wales, and it's got a Baphomet design, no less. I mean,
That's right.
Incredible. How did this come about? And does it feel different when you're playing it, knowing that it's got that kind of history behind it?
Well, first of all, it was made by my mate Chris from Whispersmith Guitars. He makes custom guitars, and he made this one with me in mind. It's got the LBD logo in the fretboard and everything, and it's got glowing eyes. There's a couple of holes in the nostrils where we were trying to get it to snort smoke, but we haven't got that far yet. We nearly set it on fire trying, so we've kind of abandoned that at the moment. So it's a little harder to play than a normal guitar, obviously, because there's giant horns kind of sticking into my chest when I'm playing.
The guitar's horrible to play. I feel like we've all had a crack at playing it, and I genuinely don't know how you do it night after night.
It's hard work. It's a good guitar. It's a very nice sounding guitar. It sounds very rich and warm to play, just because of the type of wood, I guess, as well as the pickups. So yeah, in terms of like the history of it, this will disappoint people, but I don't believe in ghosts or spirits or anything like that at all. So I don't pick it up and feel, wow, this is a haunted
now. How dare you?
magical guitar or anything like that. I just think it's just a heavy guitar that's going to stab me in the chest for a bit. But fortunately, it looks cool, so it's kind of worth it. I'm just very happy that I've got a good friend who's made such an awesome piece of art for me to play on stage. But as you may have noticed in previous tours, I used it as my main guitar, and on the last couple of runs we've done, I've just brought it out for the encore, just because it's hard work, and I've got other cool guitars too. So I thought, it's cool to bring it out, for the encore, make a big deal of it, as opposed to be battling with this beast of a guitar for an hour and a half set.
Following on from that, then, has it changed the way when you hold on to that guitar? Has it changed the way that you approach certain songs when you're playing it live?
Yeah, I mean, I just have to adapt to just the shape of the guitar and everything, and how I move around, because when there's a huge horn, you can't move in certain ways like you can with let's say with my Schecter guitar or the Les Paul that I use. So yeah, I have to be mindful of it stabbing me. It's a very thick neck guitar. I mean, for guitar players, they'll know what I'm talking about. So like the difference between like a Gibson neck and say a thin Jackson neck. So it does feel like a heavy Gibson type guitar to play. So I just adapt. I adapt quite easily. I mean, most of my parts are relatively simple anyway. If I was Steve Vai or something, then it'd make a much bigger difference. But fortunately, I'm not. So it's not a massive problem for me.
Well, next up, you're stepping into a whole new dimension. It's both an album and a film, both named Satan's Cellar. So let's dig a little bit into that. What first inspired Satan's Cellar? Was it the concept? Did it start musically first and then grew into a visual world, or were the two always meant to feed into each other?
To be completely honest, I think it was just a lot of flip-flopping from one to the other. It was, I mean, I've always wanted to make a movie, even before I ever picked up a camera or had first clue how to do it. I think it's one of those things, isn't it? Like when you're a kid, you want to be in a band. You haven't got a guitar yet. You just kind of know you want to do that. I grew up watching lots of sort of like American 80s sort of horror films that people generally think are terrible. And I liked a lot of anthologies as well, such as, you know, Twilight Zone, the movie, and Creep Show, and Tales from the Dark Side, and things. And because I'm getting on a little bit now, as you probably know, I'm a little bit older than everyone else in the band. I just kind of felt that I really need to stop talking and start doing. And if I'm actually going to make a movie, I need to just do it. Um, and then the
And
other
I
side,
play a sexy nurse.
exactly. I needed a sexy nurse. I couldn't find one, so I just used JJ instead. I'm horrible, aren't I? Yeah, so basically, also with the band, we thought, well, what are we going to do? We've done loads of different albums. What can we do that's different? And I thought, like, I was thinking about. Do you remember the movie Trick or Treat, where Fastway did the whole album? So the Fastway album is called Trick or Treat, but it's also the soundtrack to the movie Trick or Treat. I thought we'll do something like that. That makes sense. So let's write a handful of songs and make a short little mini album or something for the movie. And then Alicia joined the band and brought some new material. And then it became an 11-song album. Then there was another song that we liked, we wanted to use as a B-side. Now it's got 12 songs on it. And this thing was just growing and growing and growing. But I think it's kind of a cool idea that, you know, if the film becomes popular by some miracle, then that will drag the band forward. But also other way round is that the band will help the movie too. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship going on, really.
Yeah.
I've just
And
got
we love horror
people.
anyway, don't we? So sort of being involved in a project, obviously it's sort of like your dream project really.
Yeah,
And us like making the album around that, and then it's a new way for us all to become involved in, well, essentially like each other's biggest passions, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, we all help each other out with stuff
yeah.
outside of band, and this is just another beautiful thing for us to take part in as a band. So I think
That-
it's
That's it. Ultimately, it's just something fun to do, isn't it? And
because we're so extra, so
yeah, yeah,
we're like,
I
let's
think
make a movie as well.
from an outsider point of view, when you're trying to big your band up, and yeah, we've got these shows, we're doing these little festivals, and then you can say, and guess what, we're making a movie as well. That's just extra cool, and I think it generates a bit more interest in what we're doing, you know. And when I think about it, like, you know, Kiss had Kiss meets Phantom of the Park, Danzig's got Verotica, and now we've got Satan's Cellar. So who knows? Maybe people think it's the worst film ever made. Maybe people will love it. Maybe who knows what's going to happen? It's all kind of new territory, really, isn't it? But
There is one fatal flaw though, and that is if it does well, how on earth do we follow that? How do we?
um,
Um, by
TV
call it
series.
What we're gonna do? Yeah,
TV
a TV
series,
series.
yeah.
Okay.
I think one thing that we've always discussed and one thing that we've always wanted to do is some form of like actual band documentary as well. So I feel like if we're
Mm.
going to follow on from anything, it would be something of that regard.
You can't write
Yeah,
an album for a documentary though, can you?
Yeah, hell yeah, you
A
can.
bit,
We
a
we
bit of a
can do
weird
whatever
one,
we want. We're
like Louis
lesbian bed
Theroux
death.
with some crazy riffs behind
but
him.
funnily enough, I was thinking about maybe like trying to find a way to film our next tour and doing that, having like a documentary type thing,
Can
following
we
us
do it
around.
like
Like a
Big Brother,
24/7
where it's
recording.
like,
Yes,
oh,
Big
Alicia,
Brother.
you can do the voice better than anyone. Please give your impression of Big Brother.
I'm not doing that here.
Oh, what? It's like day 3 in Big Brother house. Amy is vaping once again.
True.
I think it'd be like a more like a real life Spinal Tap by accident. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Totally do that. That'd
We
be
could
fun.
perhaps for an album, we could chuck out a greatest hits album. You know, sell people stuff they've already bought.
you mentioned Kiss, and you mentioned that J Day is featured in your film. If you could cast any rock or metal icon for a cameo in Satan's Cellar, who would you pick, and what role would they play?
I just have to put the feelers out for who's actually nice. This isn't going to cause me a massive headache.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so for our listeners now, if you guys have listened to the show recently, you know I do a segment called Sound Off, and I've asked a question to the audience, and it's actually been stuck on there for the last couple of weeks. So the question I've asked them is, if you could create a haunted house based on any rock or metal band, who would it be? What kind of scares would it have? So I'm going to throw this out to you guys. If Lesbian Bed Death was turned into a full-scale haunted house, what twisted rooms or scenes would it feature?
Oh, that's such a cool question.
I think Ali should answer this one first.
Oh no, my type of horror is the no. I'm the one that gets me on a watch list type of horror. I can't answer that.
Yeah, that's why I want to hear from you first.
I think we've all been pretty excited about the Terrifier movies, haven't we? So I feel like that's a bit of a given.
Yeah. I think we would have. Would you have like each of us have a room? Maybe would you have like a, I don't know, like an Effie themed room or an Ali Vicious themed room? Do you think we would go about it that way?
Depends who the target audience is as well, doesn't it? Because
That
like
would be
target,
interesting.
I think how about one of those Japanese tentacle porn rooms that just kind of like do horrific
That's
things
my
and
room.
tear you
Whoa,
apart and
whoa, whoa.
suffocate you? Yeah, yeah.
I'm
You'll go
I'm the
straight into
weeb
that
in this
room.
band. If anything, that'd be my room.
Definitely your room.
you
Yeah.
don't need to fight over the tentacle porn room. Jesus Christ.
I think on a real note though, I think what would be really, really cool is obviously as we do with our music videos is pay homage to some of our favorite classic horror films. So like Ali mentioned Terrifier, we could have a Shining room, we could have I don't know what my favorite room would be.
Can I have a leprechaun room?
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, you haven't seen it, have you? Never mind.
No.
No. Forget it. Move on.
This will make sense in about a year, will it?
Yeah. Yeah. Forget it. Go watch the Leprechaun. It's incredible. Yeah, I won't talk to you again until you have.
Okay, so we'll carry on that. So your visuals, your stage presence, it's always been a balance between horror and fun. Do you feel that the theatrical side of rock still gets the credit that it deserves these days?
I feel like no one's making as many moves to be as theatrical. It seems
Well,
like you go to see a lot of rock shows and it's just four dudes on a stage not talking to each other.
well, I think if you go see a band like Ghost, I mean, they're getting credits simply because of look how much the concert tickets are.
Yeah.
So he's doing all right, isn't he? So yeah, it's a difficult one. I think some bands and the kind of the vibe, everything about them lends itself well to theatrics. And other bands maybe not so much. Maybe their kind of image is almost not having an image. You won't want theatrics for like a gritty hardcore band that you want to see in like a 50 capacity venue, I guess.
I tell you, the one thing that we have seen definitely over this tour, and we've discussed this countless times, is obviously the theatrical side, and the stage show was something we really, really wanted to focus on this year, and we have done that. We have delivered Amy making the awesome mic stand that she did, our special effects lady Jackie making the Medusa and the gravestones and stuff. We've really started to bring to life these ideas that we've had for not just months, but for years as well.
Yeah.
And so, one thing we were really interested to see was how well received that was going to be from the audience. Is this something that people are genuinely going to enjoy? Or is this going to think, are people going to think this is cringe and we're going to end up as a meme on TikTok tomorrow, kind of thing? And very thankfully, what we did see was people loved it. People genuinely loved it. They came to us at the end of the night and said, that was my favorite part of the show when you cut the head off of the Medusa. It will, I've essentially always said this, you will remember how a band makes you feel at the end of the night. And that is something, the stage show we've crafted this year is something that none of those audience members are going to forget. we're not just another support band that's played. We are the band that cut off something's head on stage.
I think like going back to the question as well, it is sort of one of those things that you don't really see bands doing that anymore. Like you don't get a lot of modern bands are not doing all the theatrics. You're not getting like Alice Cooper getting his head cut off on stage. Like you're not getting it anymore. So it is kind of interesting. It does make you stand out a little bit when you've got something going on.
100%, yeah.
Okay, so looking ahead then, with the tour behind you, Satan Cellar coming up on the horizon. So where's your creative compass pointing next? Are we looking at more music, more film, or going completely left field?
I think the next step for us is probably going to be music videos, isn't it? And focusing on the release of not just Satan Salah album, but also the movie. So I think creative direction, as we've sort of discussed, is getting into horror cons and stuff, focusing on that side of things. But then also what we want to do is continue to make the music videos that we're also passionate about. So we are actively all coming up with ideas now of what songs from the new album do we want to put out as singles and as music videos, and what do we want to do in these music videos.
Yeah, there's lots of different things all happening at the same time. You know, you got to decide what our show's going to look like. We got to get the music videos ready. We've got a couple of covers that we need to finish recording. There'll be like future B-sides and things. And in addition, you know, writing new music, just getting some ideas together, and you know, just so when we do come to make another record, or I don't know, a song for a soundtrack for something else, or so we've got something. You know what I mean?
Me and Ali have started writing like really cringy emo ballads, haven't we?
Oh, they sound
You
great.
have started writing cringy emo ballads.
Why haven't I
You make
heard
sure
these?
you don't
I
send them
love
to me,
cringy
please.
emo ballads.
I have started writing though, just out of boredom, really, and I kind of just wanted to enjoy playing guitar for fun again.
Yeah.
Like I think my brain's just been so in on not playing something wrong on stage for ages, and it's just rinse and repeat. It's the same thing constantly, just constant practice. That I'm like, you know, I've earned it.
I tell you what did happen to me is a few days after, like when I started getting better from this like weird COVID-y tour lurgy that we all ended up with. Well, most of us ended up with. Amy didn't, thankfully, this year. Um, is I like just tried to sing, because one thing that I think none of us want to do is, now that we're off stage and off of tours, we just don't want to stop. We want to keep going. So I just tried to sing something and instantly just went, "Shut up, you've done this too much now. Like, just please be quiet." And it's almost like I hated the sound of my own voice. I got imposter syndrome with my own singing voice.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, everyone listen to me play guitar right now.
Amazing. Well, the last question I got to ask you guys in that case is, where can our listeners find you? Where can they hear your stuff?
Everywhere. Amy, do you want to list off all the places people can find us?
You can find us on Instagram at Lesbian Bed Death. You can find us on Facebook at Lesbian Bed Death. The same on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're also on Discord, believe it or not. Where else are we?
TikTok.
TikTok, of course. Did I not say
Yeah.
TikTok? Jesus.
Bandcamp as well.
Bandcamp.
Apple Music.
Amazon Music.
Yeah, if you want to support
iTunes.
us,
No one wants to say
Bandcamp for some
Spotify, do you?
merch,
You know.
get some t-shirts and some CDs and some cool stuff to pin on your jackets from Bandcamp.
Yep.
Yes. So I mean, we've got lots of physical media as well. So, well, yeah, we got to say, yeah, we're on Spotify. Spotify's great. It's much better to buy CDs. Everyone will think you're a lot cooler if you get a CD. So, yeah,
That's where you can find us.
yeah. As for the movie, I mean, I keep getting asked where people can see the movie, and I honestly don't know yet. I'm going to send it out to some film festivals, and what we'll do is we'll probably press some Blu-rays up and flog them on the merch tables on tour. But I don't know, until it's completely finished, I really can't tell you the answer to that one. But the music will be out. I mean, the album's coming out on the Friday the 13th of February. Physical and as digital as well.
Cookie's like, nice choice of date.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Can we all come round to your house, Dan, and have a secret Satan Cellar screening?
Yeah.
on your nice big TV.
I'm going to
Yeah.
lock the door so you don't walk out before it's finished.
When is it? Is it actually? Is it done yet? Is it nearly done?
It is all done, apart from some of the audio. We're going through and we're like taking out some hiss noise that's crept in on the microphones, putting in a little bit more score, just making sure the effects are mixed properly, that kind of thing. So it's just, I mean, it's all filmed, it's all edited, it's all actually color graded now as well. The other thing I need to do is the credits at the end, you know, that come up, make sure that I've spelt everyone's name right and that kind of thing, and then it's done.
Nice. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. So, massive thanks to Lesbian Bed Death for joining me on the show tonight. The tour might have been wrapped, but the show is only just beginning for them with Satan's Cellar. Go check out the band socials for updates, the album and the film, and of course, go listen to their latest tracks. Folks, you are listening to the Cookie Rae Rock Show. If you ain't headbanging yet, what the hell are you even doing?